Hey everyone, today I'll be opening the JSAUX mod case with the cooling fan. JSAUX was awesome enough to send this to me. Their customer support has been really nice and they seem to listen carefully to customer feedback. Unfortunately, the packaging was a little damaged. However, they do have an 18-month warranty on these parts, so we'll see what's inside. Here we have the cooling fan. The outside boxing was the part that was damaged, so let's open it up and see if it's okay. So first we have a USB-C to USB-A charging cable and a 90-degree angle USB-C adapter. Let's look at the fan itself. Everything looks fine. You have your dial control for the fan speed on the side here, and then the tape for adhering to a normal Steam Deck case. Then we have some simple instructions on how to attach it to the Steam Deck. Moving on, we have the mod case itself. This is in direct competition with Dbrand's Killswitch, which the travel kit for that is currently on sale for $75 compared to this at $30. First, there's the Steam Deck official dock cover. Unfortunately, I don't have one to test this, as I found the Steam Deck dock to be a little buggy when it was first released. Maybe it's gotten better. Then we have the case itself. I really like the texture and the feel of the grips. Inside the front cover, it shows how to put it together. Plastic doesn't feel flimsy on the cover, but not extremely tough either. Then we have the accessory band. It really looks like a wristwatch, but we'll look at attaching this later. Lastly, we have the back cover itself and again some simple instructions. To put the back cover on the Steam Deck, first insert the deck into the bottom parts of the case. Then lift up on the spots that will go over the shoulder buttons, one at a time. The Steam Deck kickstand itself feels good and solid. You can adjust it slightly, but don't expect to put a lot of pressure on it, or it will collapse if it's not fully extended. I personally wouldn't use it if it's not fully extended, but the angle at the full extension is very good. Again, I really like the texture on the grips, and even with my average size hands, this doesn't feel too bulky, but it feels just slightly more full around the top end of my palms. Now, let's try on the travel cover. First, put it on the top of the deck, and then the bottom. I saw Taki Udon's video about it being slightly loose compared to the Dbrand travel cover. I only found that to be the case on the bottom area. This isn't a deal breaker for me, especially at less than half the cost of the Killswitch, but it is something to consider. I personally can't see the travel cover flying off of the mod case when traveling with it. Now I'm going to look at the strap accessory. You can see it has grooves on the back side here, and the bands themselves can be easily removed. We just slide this onto the middle of the case where the valve logo is. It is very snug, and so it may take some force to put it on and remove, especially the first couple of times. First, I tried the smallest USB hub I have, which I had to then put on the smallest adjustment, which took a bit of work. Since the entire band is made of a soft TPU, it's sometimes a little hard to get the attachment of the short band to come through the hole. Once I did get it fixed, it could easily slide out with my hand, but it didn't seem to go anywhere if shaken side to side. Then I tried a battery I have lying around, a little larger this time and heavier. Again, a bit of a struggle getting the attachment to go through the hole on the band, but I suspect most people aren't going to be removing and adding accessories to this often. Also, the bands can slide right off, so you could just have your battery wrapped around it and then move it off when it's not in use, without having to worry about adjusting it every time, which I think is very handy. Now in hindsight on this test, I should have moved the cable to point in the other direction, but I did want to see how it behaved with the kickstand there, and it seemed okay. It just moved the battery a bit. Again though, I could not really shake it out, so it's definitely snug enough. I also want to mention, for 3D printing aficionados, JSAUX has provided STP files for some additional printable adapters, including a deck-mate attachment, which is pretty awesome of them. Finally, we're going to look at the cooling fan. It has a charging LED light, which is red when low and blue when fully charged, and it feels pretty well built, and a little heavy though. It also has tape for affixing it to the stock Steam Deck, but we're going to attach it and use it on the ModCase. JSAUX claims that it has a 4 to 6 hour battery life, and it can go up to 6,000 RPM. The kickstand still works fine with it attached. An additional factor to consider though is the added weight. For the fan, it looks to be about 125 grams. The Steam Deck with the ModCase on is at 848 grams. So with the ModCase alone, it's about a 24% increase in weight. But I personally will take the weight for the added grip comfort and texture, as well as the built-in kickstand. But it is another factor to consider. Overall, I do like the ModCase, and I would recommend it for those that want a case with a reasonable price. Additionally, the accessories it comes with aren't gimmicks, but actually useful, and for those that don't have a 3D printer, it helps them get started with modding their Steam Deck. I'm excited to test the cooling fan more extensively, and I'll definitely be posting a follow-up video very soon with benchmark comparisons, so be on the lookout for that. See you next time.